Hello and welcome back to class. My name is Tati and today we'll be flowing through a Yin Yoga class. So for those of you who are not familiar with Yin, this is a very slow-paced style of yoga. It's the counterpart to Yang, so you might be familiar with Yin and Yang. Yang is that fiery movement energy and Yin energy is calmer, slower, the kind of more passive version. So a lot of the poses we'll be doing today will be long holds. There's a big focus on stretching and flexibility. So if you're wanting to improve that, then this is a great class for you. But also it's really about drawing inwards. So we have millions of distractions outside of ourselves. So when we practice Yin Yoga, in that stillness that we create for ourselves, we actually create space for ourselves to draw inwards and really check in with how we're doing, what emotions are coming up. For today, you won't need any props, although it could be nice to have some bolsters at hand, or if you don't have a bolster, you could always use just a pillow or a cushion, or a rolled up blanket could also do. And if you're practicing in a colder climate, make sure that you're dressed nice and warm and cozy. The body tends to naturally cool down as we don't move as much, so we're not generating our own heat. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that and join our community of yogis here on YouTube. I release new classes on Sundays. And with that, I'd say let's get started in a comfortable cross-legged position. So if a cross-legged position isn't super comfortable for you, you can slide a pillow underneath your bum just to elevate the hips a bit, and then finding a nice tall spine, resting the hands on the knees and closing down the eyes. If closing down the eyes doesn't feel comfortable, just lower the gaze. So your eyes are about half open, feeling the sensation of the chest and the belly rising and falling as you inhale and exhale. Relaxing your shoulders, checking in with any sensation in the body. Are there any areas that are feeling extra tight or painful? Or is everything feeling nice and balanced? And then placing one hand on the heart and one hand on your belly. We'll be doing a few rounds of yogic breathing. So with the inhalation, feeling the breath travel in through the nostrils, feeling the rib cage and chest expand as the breath travels all the way into the belly. And exhale, releasing the breath from the belly and feel it travel all the way up through the chest and out through the nose. So we're going to continue breathing like this, always in through the nose and out through the nose, feeling the breath travel from nostril, chest, belly, and then out from belly, chest, nostril. So continuing with your own breath. And if you have ujjayi breath in your practice, you might like to do that now. And after your last round, slowly returning to a natural breathing, resting the hands on the knees, and gently blink open the eyes. If one leg was in front this whole time, then just changing the cross of your legs. And we'll be doing a bit of tapping and pressing points in our face that might be holding on to a lot of tension. So just taking the second finger and third finger and placing it in that little crease here where the nose connects to the eye. Just very gently pressing the thumb, the second finger and third finger. You don't want to do it so hard that you're constricting your nostrils, so the breath should still be able to travel freely. And then walking the second and third finger along the bottom of the eye, so the bone, kind of the top of the cheekbone, just walking it all the way to your temples. And then pressing gently into the temples. So really we don't want to feel any pain. This should just be a nice gentle pressure, maybe drawing circles with your second finger and third finger. One direction, the other direction. And then taking 4 fingers minus your thumb and just tapping them along the top of your eyebrow. So you can walk them from the center of your eyebrows, tap, 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 tap along the brow to the temples, tapping along the whole forehead. So this should feel really gentle, maybe like little raindrops. And then walking the fingers very, very gently on the eyelids, onto the cheeks, and down. Taking the second and third finger of your left or right hand, doesn't matter, and then tapping that little crease in your chin, so just between the lip and the chin. And then pressing, so no more movement, pressing the second and third finger onto the top part of the lip. So you're not pressing the lip, but just that little piece between the nostrils and the lip. And releasing, breathing in and sigh it out. Breathing in and sighing out. Taking your hands again, and then this time tapping, starting at the center of the chest bone, and then tapping, tapping, tapping along your collarbone. So you're walking your way towards your shoulders, and then coming back to center. Tap, 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 tap. Whatever feels nice here. Can also be really nice to just make a little sound. So closing the mouth and just going And this exercise helps stimulate your vagus nerve, which helps your body go into a calm state of rest and digest. So if it sounds a bit funny, don't worry. And release with the feet exactly as they are. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. And then slowly folding forward. So maybe you don't go any further than just placing your hands in front of your body, rounding your spine, drawing your chin towards your chest. Or maybe starting to walk the arms down, finding into a cross-legged forward fold. And here in the northern hemisphere, we're just entering spring, and that corresponds in traditional Chinese medicine to the organ of the liver. So in Yin Yoga, because we're holding our poses so long, we actually allow time to stimulate certain organs through certain poses. The yang partner for the yin organ of the liver is our gallbladder, and this is a great pose to stimulate the gallbladder. Inhale, slowly walking yourself up, and then switching the cross of the legs, so bringing the right foot forward, slowly in your own time. You don't have to rush. And finding your tall spine, sweeping the arms up, palms to touch, and exhale, bringing the hands to the earth. If you are using a bolster or a pillow and you need a bit of added height, you can just place it right in front of you, placing the hands on the bolster. Otherwise, starting to fold forward, walking the forearms or elbows down. You can round your spine here, closing the eyes if that feels comfortable. Feeling the breath travel from the base of the spine all the way up your spine, neck, along the back of your skull to the crown of your head. And in traditional Chinese medicine, the liver is also associated with the willow tree. And I always think this pose reminds me a bit of a willow tree with all the branches and leaves hanging, folding forward. When the organ of the liver is in balance, it can help guide us to our path of self-realization. So we have clear understanding, we feel motivated, empathetic, compassionate. But when it's out of balance, we feel angry, frustrated. Inhale, slowly pressing yourself back up, and we're going to find our way all the way onto our belly. So in whatever way feels comfortable to get there, swinging your legs around, rolling onto your belly. Backs of the feet are resting on the mat, and then sliding the elbows underneath your shoulders. Hands resting, palms down, and gazing towards the tip of your nose, or closing down the eyes. If this back bend feels a bit too strong, you can come down onto your forearms, so having them parallel to the top of the mat, so that just brings slightly less curvature into the spine. And ways in which we can balance our liver is by moving. The liver really doesn't like stagnation, so having sufficient exercise, but also making time for rest and relaxation. And then certain poses like side bends and twists are really great to stimulate and bring the liver into balance. And as I said earlier, when our liver is in balance, we feel empathetic, we feel compassionate, and we're on our path of self-realization, negating some of those feelings of frustration and anger when we feel, or when our liver is out of balance. You're welcome to stay here in Sphinx, or if you want a little bit deeper of a back bend, pressing into your hands, coming up into seal pose. So this is super intense. See how this feels? The further you walk your hands forward, the less intense it becomes. The closer you walk your hands towards your body, the more intense. So see how it goes. We never want to go to the point of pain, so at any point this feels painful, definitely ease out of the pose. We're going to hold this for a while, so finding a place that feels comfortable, and know that at any time you can just come out of the pose. You don't have to hold it the whole time. Remember to breathe here. I'm going to come down into sphinx pose, but you're welcome to stay in seal for a few more breaths. And then exhale, release, forming a pillow with your hands, resting your forehead on your forearms, and then gently rocking your hips from side to side, releasing tension in the lower back. Inhale, walking your hands to your shoulders, gently and slowly pressing yourself up through tabletop, then bringing the knees wide, big toes to touch, and melting the hips back towards the heels, walking the arms forward and melting your forehead towards the mat, finding child's pose. So the liver needs a body that is not stagnant, so moving. It needs emotions that aren't suppressed, but avoiding any other form of stagnation. There's even certain foods that can help with this, so lemons, sauerkraut, beetroot, watercress, those kind of foods. It's said that in traditional Chinese medicine this can help balance our liver organ. And when our liver is balanced, it gives us the ability to see the wood from the trees, really focus on what's important. It gives us clear vision, strong nails and shiny hair. And then inhale, gazing forward, slowly walking your hands back towards your body, finding into tabletop. Maybe bringing a little bit of movement by stretching the hips from side to side. Normally in yin, this is already quite a lot of motion, but because we're focusing on the liver organ for spring, we're just bringing a bit of side bending and motion back into the body. And then finding stillness, stepping the right foot forward, or just bringing the right knee to the inside of the right wrist, keeping the knee bent, and then sliding the left leg behind you, coming into swan pose, which is similar to pigeon. So if your foot is close to your hips, that's one option, or you can angle the foot so that your whole shin is parallel to the top of the mat. You can prop yourself on your hands, maybe sliding a block underneath your right hip, and then slowly melting forward, coming onto the forearms, or stretching the arms ahead, resting the forehead on the mat. This is a great hip opener, and the liver functions well when we don't suppress our emotions. And this pose is actually known to help release emotions that are trapped in the body. Inhale, gazing forward, and very slowly start to walk the hands back up to the body, pressing yourself back into your tabletop, and just taking a moment here to observe how one side might feel different from the other. And inhale, sliding the left knee forward to the inside of the left wrist. Right leg slides behind you, pressing into the hands, either sliding a block underneath the left hip, and then seeing how close you want your foot to your pelvis, or if you want to slide that left foot forward so the shin is parallel to the top of the mat. Inhale. And exhale, slowly folding down as far as feels comfortable, finding into swan pose on the other side. Inhale, gently gazing forward and walking your hands back to your body in your own time. And then sweeping the legs around, coming back to a comfortable cross-legged position. Or first placing the feet just in front of you. I'll come to face you this way. And then knocking the knees gently from left to right, like little windscreen wipers. Going as fast or as slow as you like. Inhale, coming back up, stretching the left leg out and the right leg finding into dragonfly, which is a kind of a straddle position. If this does not feel comfortable, you can always place the feet onto the mat as far or close together as feels good. You can always round the arms underneath, so holding onto the forearms underneath your knees and rounding your spine, or if you're coming into the full expression, stretching the legs out to either side, either resting with a nice tall straight spine, hands on the knees or thighs, or you can start to fold forward, and perfectly fine to do it like this without props. If you have got a prop, you might like to just slide the pillow, bolster, blanket, anything with a long end pointing away from you, and then resting your body on your prop. Relaxing into dragonfly. You might like to work with an affirmation. I am kind.
I am empathetic. I am exactly where I need to be right now. I am kind. I am empathetic. I am exactly where I need to be right now. So do you have compassion? Starting with self-compassion. It's a great way to practice bringing your liver into balance from a more emotional perspective. So thanking your body for everything it does for you every day. Not getting frustrated about the things that it can't do, and rather focusing about all the amazing and wonderful things it allows you to do. Inhale, gently making your way out of dragonfly pose. Moving any props to the side. And then slowly walking your legs back in towards one another. Finding that nice tall spine. From your cross-legged position, straightening out your right leg in front of you, and then just bringing the left knee over and across. So the left foot is now on your right side with the left knee on top of the right, if that feels comfortable for you. And you can stay here in shoelace, or if you'd like a bit more, you can bend your right knee and bring your right heel towards your left buttocks, coming into shoelace pose. So your feet are pointing away from you. Nice tall spine, breathing in. And exhale out. And from shoelace, you can stay here, or if you'd like to feel a bit more sensation in your hips, then start to slowly fold forward. This can be quite an intense pose. Again, we're really working into the hip area here. We're twisting and stretching. So if anything comes up for you, just allow any sensation, emotion or feeling. Give it space to be, but also respecting yourself, having self-compassion, and only taking it as far as you feel ready and comfortable for. This is your practice. Inhale, gently pressing yourself up and slowly release the legs. This time straightening out the left leg and bringing the right leg over and across. So right knee stacks on top of left, keeping the left leg straight, or maybe bending into the left knee so your left foot comes towards your right hip. Finding a nice tall spine. I also always like to give the bottoms of my feet a little squeeze here. Now that they're in close reach, and just release any residual tension. And then folding forward. exhale, slowly coming out of the pose. Releasing your legs, they might feel a bit tender now. Straightening them out in front of you. And then finding back to a seated position. And in traditional Chinese medicine, there's a spot on the foot. So if you look at your feet, your bones that run from the base of your toes to your ankle, so the one that connects your big toe and your second toe, there's two long bones running down your foot, and just the space between those two long bones that connect your first toe to your ankle and your second toe, there's a little spot there called the supreme rushing, and you can just press that point. It's said to regulate your liver energy. It really helps with regulating emotions, stimulates your liver, regulates having shiny hair and strong nails, clear vision, regulates menstruation, all those kind of things. So yeah, you might like to give yourself a little squeeze there. So just gently pressing into that area and then finding into your comfortable cross-legged position. We're going to do one final round of breathing before we close practice today. So hands resting on the knees, or you can interlace your fingers. So the third, fourth and fifth finger are interlaced, pressing the index fingers together, pressing the thumbs together, and then pointing the index fingers away from you and the thumbs towards you. So it looks a little bit like this. So again, index fingers away from you, thumbs towards you, and then interlacing all the other fingers. This is called yonimudra, which symbolizes the womb and is said to balance the left and right hemisphere of the brain. So through that interlacing of the fingers, and it allows creativity and balance back into our life. So with this mudra, you might like to close your eyes, perhaps repeating those affirmations of I am kind, I am compassionate, I am empathetic, and I am exactly where I need to be right now. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And with the exhale, pursing the lips and making a shh sound. So we're going to exhale shh out through the mouth. So repeating that a few times, breathing in through the nose and exhale out through pursed lips, making the shh sound. So shh. The shh sound is the sound of the liver. One more time. And release, keeping the eyes closed for now. You're welcome to find into Shavasana and take as much rest as you need. And if you'd like to close off practice with me now, gently bringing the palms of the hands together, resting the thumbs against the breastbone. In gratitude for making the time to practice yoga today. Bringing the thumbs to third eye and bowing the gaze. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing this Yin Yoga class with me today. I hope that you enjoyed all the kind of pepperings of learning more about traditional Chinese medicine and the liver organ that's associated with that. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please let me know in the comments and I can make a whole lot more. It's a very complicated and big system, so there's lots of organs we can explore. What I really like about this is that you have
physical organs in your body that you can do actual poses for, but they're also associated with qualities in your life, characteristics or emotions that you might like to work with. So if you don't want to feel angry and rather you'd like to feel compassionate, then focusing on balancing your liver organ and doing all of these poses can be kind of a nice way to put you onto the path to really live all of this, not only on the mat but also off the mat in your everyday life. So I just really love this kind of way of thinking about it, because it can be really tricky conceptualizing how to develop all of these other skills or feelings or ways of living your life. So it's nice to start with something tangible like your physical body. So again, if you haven't subscribed, please join. A huge thank you if you are subscribed. I can't believe that we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Maybe by the time this video goes up, we'll have made it there. And yeah, just thank you so much for being here. Sending you all my love and have a beautiful day.